The Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport slowly rebounding. Coming up, how that affects local flights and the status of refunds for canceled flights.
And could advertising make you more willing to wear a face mask in public? Coming up, find out why a university researcher says it couldn't hurt.
Just ahead of 6:30 on this Monday, Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here. It is really warm outside right now and really calm, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I think we all are.
Yeah, it's nice.
Beautiful.
It was a beautiful weekend.
It really
a couple
was,
of hit and miss showers, and that was about it. I think
Yeah.
I had about 17 drops hit me while I was doing yard work yesterday.
All yesterday.
Not bad.
Oh, yeah.
17.
No, I counted them. My kids were, it's raining, and they're running around. Yeah, it's raining. Temperatures right around the 50-degree mark as we're starting the day. There have been some showers, especially west of the Divide, even a couple of rumbles of thunder at times this morning. That's all clearing out for the time being, but we have another surge of moisture. Most of that's west of the Divide for the afternoon and evening. I don't think we're going to see showers east of the Divide necessarily, but we will see the clouds. Temperatures right into the mid to upper 70s for the Bozeman area, a little cooler than that. We're probably upper 60s in Butte, but we do have some thunder showers expected for that area as well. We'll break it all down for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Matt. 6:30 now. A new coronavirus case reported in the state this past weekend.
It's a man in Ravalli County, and though the case has not been confirmed yet by the state health department, in the meantime, Montana has 468 confirmed cases, but only 21 of those are active. 431 people have recovered from the virus, and only 3 people are in the hospital right now. 16 people, meantime, have died from coronavirus.
And we'd like to remind you about a new effort to help Montanans recover from the financial impacts of COVID-19. The Rebound Montana Relief Fund is a partnership between MTN, AMB West Philanthropies, and the Montana Community Foundation. You might remember our Montana Wildfire Relief Fund raised more than $600,000 to help rural volunteer fire departments, all thanks to contributions from viewers like you. We have created a statewide fund to provide safety net funding for rural and tribal communities. Now, if you can contribute, please go to KXLF or KBZK.com/relief. There you can access various funds that have been set up. By the way, MTN and AMB West Philanthropies will match the first $150,000 donated. Anything you can afford is a way we can help all of our fellow Montanans with the rebound.
Bozeman Yellowstone International Airport has updated its summer flight schedule to reflect changes due to COVID-19. While several markets have been temporarily discontinued, the airport will continue to get nonstop service to 11 markets throughout the course of the summer. Available seats for June are expected to be approximately 30% of normal. Despite the coronavirus pandemic, Sun Country Airlines will begin its service to Minneapolis-St. Paul. Allegiant will begin its service to Nashville, and JetBlue will begin service to Boston. Schedules remain fluid, but trends are gradually improving. And with many families fighting for every dollar these days, a Senate bill introduced last week would require refunds for flights canceled due to coronavirus concerns.
But right now, passengers may be forced to only accept a voucher and miss out on their money back. MTN's Mitch Loggy explains.
Ever since the COVID-19 pandemic has been forcing airlines to cancel flights, thousands of Americans have been fighting for their money back. Many domestic airlines with canceled flights are offering vouchers for future flights as a first option, requiring passengers to jump through extra hoops to get their cash refund that's entitled to them by law.
The airlines are arguing that 1, they don't have to, and 2, they themselves are low on cash.
Lattin is the Director of Financial Fairness at Consumer Reports, a nonprofit advocacy publication for American consumers. It reported last week that Americans who chose to cancel their flights due to health concerns are currently not entitled to a cash refund under federal law. Consumer Reports argues that airlines can afford the refunds after receiving $50 billion from the Federal CARES Act back in March.
You know, no one's flying right now. They don't have money coming in. So we can see their argument, but at the same time, people's hard-earned money that they need should not be the thing that's holding up the airlines right now.
Legislation introduced into the U.S. Senate last week would require airlines to give passengers of canceled flights a cash refund. They could also offer a voucher with the stipulation that it has no expiration date. That bill, however, still has to make its way through Congress. In the meantime, for people with airline tickets, here's your rebound rundown on how to get your money back. Be prepared. Have all the information about your flight on hand before you pick up the phone. Write down things like flight number, departure times, destinations, and confirmation numbers. Now, if the airline has canceled your flight, the law is on your side for a full cash refund. This also retroactively covers flights canceled up to the date of March 1st. Airlines may try to convince you to accept a voucher by offering a 20% bonus, but stay firm with your request if you need the cash. Next, if your flight took off and for whatever reason you weren't on it, the airlines are not required to issue refunds or vouchers. Consumer Reports said that Allegiant and Spirit have been offering refunds to these kinds of passengers, but people have also seen limited success with a little bit of persistence over the phone. In Billings, Mitch Laggy, MTN News.
6:35 now, shifting gears a bit. Face masks have become commonplace in this age of COVID-19.
And it looks like mask wearing is here to stay for the foreseeable future. So why doesn't it feel quite normal just yet? It could come down to the science of advertising.
Advertising has been changing during the pandemic. Companies have replaced ads in recent weeks to reflect social distancing guidelines and to remove messages that could be seen as making light of the pandemic. Some have even shifted to show what they're doing in our communities. But could masks be next? Psychologists say culturally, Americans tend to place a lot of value in control over their lives and freedom. So being told to wear masks can lead to frustration.
I understand the power that advertising has to normalize behaviors, especially some behaviors that can make people uncomfortable.
Kim Sheehan is an advertising professor at the University of Oregon. She says if advertisers want to present a realistic look at what our world is like today, they should show people wearing masks in ads.
It's kind of this whole advertisers communicating that they are part of a larger community. They're part of the community we live in and have day-to-day interactions with, but they're also part of this larger community of people fighting this disease.
She says brands no longer have the luxury of not thinking about larger social issues. As far as who would start the change in the industry to show people wearing masks, Sheehan says it could be an ad agency saying this is a change it's making with clients, or even a big company saying all of its brands will show people wearing masks for the next several months. Another thing we're seeing a lot more of now are branded masks. Everyone from Disney to the NFL are doing this. Sheehan says that's just another thing that could normalize mask wearing if people can show their affiliation with a sports team or a brand they like.
Very interesting. We'll see if any of that actually unfolds in the advertising world. 6:37 now, this week under the big sky, we continue to check in with business owners, entrepreneurs, and innovators who have previously shared their stories with us. Red Ants Pan's Music Festival may have been canceled this summer, but that's not stopped the White Sulphur Springs-based company from continuing its mission.
Under the Big Sky is sponsored by the Greater Montana Foundation and Rocky Mountain Vein Clinic.
So it was with heavy hearts that we did have to cancel this year's festival. It was scheduled for the end of July. The only safe decision was to postpone our 10-year anniversary to next year, 2021. So that's what we have done. The morning after we announced the festival was canceled, I started fielding calls for the highway patrol and for whatnot, asking like, can you help? We need masks. And so it was a very quick pivot for sure. Back in January, actually, we started building a relationship with a new contract cut and sew operation in Billings. So we put all of our pants production on hold, and we've been taking orders and filling orders for general use face masks just out of cloth, and as well as level 1 and 2 gowns for hospitals. So we're very, very honored to be able to be a part of it and pitch in. Maybe 2 weeks ago, we just concluded with our second cohort of our Girls Leadership Program through the Red Ants Pant Foundation, a program that is designed to really build pride in our rural communities and hope for our youth and strength and courage in our leadership. It's a free program for junior year high school girls. So we just opened our application period for next fall, starting in October. And the program consists of 3 weekend-long retreats, as well as a mentor relationship and a community project in their hometowns. Encourage any current sophomores to apply for next year. The applications are pretty straightforward. They're on readantspantsfoundation.org. So we have over 93 grantees across the state who have received funds from our grant program with proceeds from the music festival over the last decade. And so we have a pretty good network of folks out there. And my hope is within the next month is to do some touring around rural Montana and have tailgate talks. Is what I'm calling it, a tailgate tour where we can properly socially distance and sit on our tailgates and have a beer and just visit and figure out what the heck is going on out there and what the needs are, what the demands are, how we can figure out how to best support rural Montana right now. And it's a good time, honestly, to reset and rethink and reprioritize what we're doing and why we're doing it. Being able to do business in Montana is a huge blessing, and it's such a supportive business climate and community. I know everyone's gonna have to dig deep on this one, but that's what we do in Montana. You know, we've got some grit.
Absolutely love that. To learn more about Red Ants Pants, watch the full story at underthebigsky.com.
Exciting news today, KBZK will move to a new broadcast tower. The new transmission site and tower will allow thousands more people to receive our signal over the air. So if you lose our signal on Monday afternoon, don't panic, just rescan your TV. You can also reorient your antenna to the southwest, just west of Four Corners. For more information, you can visit kbzk.com, our KBZK app and Facebook page, or you can call 406-422-2499. Cable and satellite customers will not be affected by that change.
There we go.
Exciting news for
Good
that.
stuff. It'll
I
open
know.
up our broadcast to more people being able to see us off air. That's a great thing. 6:41, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, with more people going back to work and hitting the road, gas holiday, it's ending. What's happening to the price at the pump coming up? But first, here's a look at what's coming up at 7 o'clock on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, see the many steps cities are taking to keep people safe as the country continues to move toward reopening. Also, only on CBS This Morning, the co-founder of Headspace will join us. We'll talk about how his meditation app can reduce anxiety and increase resilience during this pandemic. Plus, we continue to look at the new normal, see how coronavirus has affected the retail industry and the way we shop. Also, commencement speeches from high school seniors are going to hear their virtual message on things they've missed and their hope for the future. We'll see you at 7.